Well, guys, as you can see, we're back on the old hard body. And, whenever you buy a new to you vehicle, there's certain things you're supposed to take care of. And as you can imagine, we didn't do a single one of them. So, on this episode of Pugliese Speed Shop, we're going to do all the things that, well, should already been done. So, guys, as I said like a million times, right? My pops taught me a lot about cars, right? Growing up, I was always out in the garage taking stuff apart. There's a time I took my brother Anthony's bicycle apart to paint it with because we had some house paint. I took it apart, painted it brown, didn't put any of the bearings back in. Oh, it was terrible. It was he wrote it. He's a trooper. He's a trooper. But that's the kind of stuff I always did. Just took stuff apart to see how it worked. I was smart enough not to take my own bike apart, but there's many of us have done that, right? If we're messing with cars nowadays, chances are we're the guy that, our old man yelled at us for getting in the toolbox and not putting stuff back, or taking apart something and not putting it back together, or stuff like that, right? Or putting it together wrong, or taking apart something you never should have taken apart. So as you get older, you try to not make those same mistakes, right? You're like, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That kind of, it bites us in the ass because as mechanics, we're the ones that are like, it'll be all right. The mechanic always has the shittiest car, man. I'm just saying. Because they're like, it'll be fine. I tell you, the whole time, Megan had her always brand new car or perfectly maintained. And, I had some friggin' jalopy, right? I didn't care. It didn't matter. I mean, where I had to go. I thought it was cool. That's all that mattered. But it always teaches us one thing. I remember, when I started messing with cars, I was, 15, 14, something like that. Well, probably younger than that, but you got to take care of things. Whenever you buy a new vehicle, because we didn't buy new vehicles. When he said a new vehicle, he meant whenever we got a new older vehicle, right? You got to take care of a couple things. Plugs, wires, cap, rotor, change the oil, belts and hoses, all these things. All the basic maintenance stuff that should always be getting done. And, you guys remember, we ain't done it on this because we got this thing not running. So step one for us was to get it running. It's running, it's driving, it's cleaned up to where we know what we're dealing with. So now we got to make it right, So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do plugs, wires, cap, rotor, one belt because there's only one. We went through, there was a lot of stuff on this truck, like I said before, it was already done. It's got brakes, it's got new ball joints, it's got, the coolant's in good shape. So we're going to do all the stuff that the previous owner either didn't get to or should have had it been done again already. Yeah. Because like we said, this thing was pretty well maintained before it broke down. So, let's just get after it. Let's do that. All right, so before we get to work here, let me just recap what we got going on. So here's the old hard body, right? Repair the frame. I said first and foremost that's what we're going to do. We had some weather come through and I couldn't get metal right now because all those kind of places were closed. So we're going to move along and we're not forgetting about it. She's still number one on the list, all right? We ordered a bunch of parts. For the parking lights, we got to change the switch out. Switch came in, wrong one. Because, this little guy here don't even have power steering, let alone cruise control. So we had to send that back. We got the new one coming. That should fix that. We got to fix the turn signal there. The park brake light, we put some brake fluid in it. And it's just, so if you see your brake light on, check your brake fluid first thing. That's the first thing we did. We added a little bit. She's gone. Good to go. Headlights, tune up, and oil change. So we ordered all that stuff, right? Well, let's just see what old Rock Auto is bringing to the table. Or the bench, I guess I should say. So, here's the headlights. We ordered these guys because... Let me back you up a little bit here. Does that work? There we go. All right. Yeah, we ordered these guys because, well, one was, you guys remember, had a lot of moisture in it there. Yeah. And, well, change them the pair. Why not? They were $7, guys. We got those. Here we got our cap and rotor. We got receipts. We got a belt. We got the Wix oil filter because Fram is trash. O2 sensor. We got NGK, some plug wires, and they're blue, so that's probably gonna add some horsepower too, guys. We got some NGK plugs, and what else we got here? PCV valve, and new air filter down there also by Wix. So we can take care of those things. Tune up, oil change, and the headlights. Okay, we can't take care of the oil change because I didn't buy any oil. We'll take care of the other stuff, and then, then we'll get on the oil. We'll go buy some. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, guys, we got our plan set out. You know what that means, right? You guessed it. I'm about to deviate from it. So I don't have oil, and I'm tired of doing like the 3-4 day tune-up oil change things that I've been doing lately. It just happens. And Megan just hit me up, right? Yo, so the sausage and peppers she's making a Sunday night, they're about to be ready. So I gotta go. So I'm not even gonna start, all right? I'm trying to give you a real-time thing. Well, somewhat. You get it. Yeah. So I'm gonna let it go for tonight. On the way home, I'm gonna stop and grab oil tomorrow, and I'll knock this out after work tomorrow. So we can actually give you, some kind of a realistic estimate of how long this should take you instead of like 3 weeks it took me to change whatever it was on the Le Mans. Hope that makes sense, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you do realize that when I say I'll see you tomorrow, it don't always mean tomorrow, In this case, it's 5 days later. A work week, yeah. So I was down here Sunday night. Realized I didn't have everything and said I'm going to do it all at once. I did stop to get some oil. Got this right here. Castrol high mileage, extended life stuff. It's cheap and it's high mileage, so that's what we're going with. And that's what it calls for, the 5W30, because it's wintertime. And it's like ball shriveling cold out there, right? It's been like 15 degrees in the morning. I know you guys up in Canada, you're like, yeah, grow up, dude. Hey, man, I got spoiled living down here in the South for a while, But, so yeah, that's what's up. It's now Friday morning, sneaking into the afternoon. And crazy week, a lot of work stuff. You can hear I'm a little nasally there. So, I felt a little under the weather for a couple of... Hey, people still get regular sick, so that's it. I just had a little cold. So we're going to press through and knock out this tune-up and oil change. I think I'm going to start with the tune-up because I found something under the truck that didn't make me feel real good. Here, let me show you what's going on here. Didn't see this before. We got us a little oil leak there, guys. So I'm going to take care of the tune-up stuff there, and we'll see where that's coming from when we get underneath it to do the oil change. All right, guys, so there's a few ways to do this. You can just jump into it, pull all the plugs and wires out and all that. I don't suggest it, even though nowadays finding the firing order is just, a Google away. I still like to do it one at a time. So say I get jacked up. This one is like, what, 1342? Pretty easy to figure out. I Googled it. I'm not a Nissan guy, as you guys know. But, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to start tearing it apart. One by one, go through them. Make sure you gap your spark plugs. Make sure you, I like to torque them. I like to torque them because I once had a car when I was really young in the Navy that I changed plugs on, and I didn't torque it. It was good and tight, but it shot out of the head. And Megan was going down the highway. I was in Hong Kong. It was an ordeal. It got half-assed fixed at the dealer, and yeah, kind of sucked. So ever since then, I always put a torque spec on them. They all have them. Just look them up. I think this is 18 to 21 foot-pounds, which isn't very much. I'll probably over-torque that with a ratchet, but either way, it's good to know. All right, here we go. All right, guys, so I got my new NGK spark plugs over here, gap to 0.044. Googled that too, of course. And these plug wires are actually pretty dope. They got, well, they're all labeled nice. All the way down the coil wires, the letter C, I'm thinking for coil. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down the wire. So you really, they try to make this idiot proof. So appreciate that, Nissan. Wish you incorporated the same thing on your clutches, but whatever. We got this nifty little cover for the cap here. That's all right. We'll put that to the side and then get after it. In there a little while. So if you guys have been following along on this build, which I really hope you are, you know that it doesn't take an awful lot for this Nissan to just stop us in our tracks, right? Check it out. This is exactly what just happened. So I can get you down in here. Here is the distributor, right? We're trying to take the cap off. This screw came out good, right? Look at this little guy. She's hanging out in there. So, what happened there, here's this, that's not the screw. Did we lose the screw? No, no way. This is why I always try to keep my workbench clean, and I'm failing a little bit. Oh, there she is. There she is. We got her. You guys probably saw it the whole time. So she snapped off right there. The other one, it's because it's, you know, it's captive. Stayed in the cap. You can see there's corrosion there too, right? Check this out. See all the contacts there? Pretty corroded. Here's the rotor. pretty corroded. And then these are all the plugs that came out. Not too bad. You know, some carbon on them. A little black. They've been in there for, you know, who knows how long. But, so there's good news and bad news. The bad news is pretty obvious, right? But the good news is, between how these guys look, this looks, and this looks, that's probably why this thing wasn't running the best. You know, why we said it might have had like a, what do we say, a cylinder missing or something like that. So we're hoping that's it. 'Cause that's an easy fix. All right, let me correct myself before the Nissan does, which it has done in the past. That should be an easy fix, provided I didn't have a screw broken off in the distributor and, well, an unknown oil leak underneath the thing, we don't know. Hopefully it's coming from, like, you know, the pan or the screw, the plug. It wasn't leaking. We ran it. It wasn't leaking. We ran it again. After cleaning it, leaking here but not there. Well, leaking was sitting outside. We'll figure it out. I'm not so concerned with that. I'm not so concerned with either one of them. However, it's going to take me a little bit of doing to get that screw out of there. So I soaked it down with some PB Blaster. That should help. And I'm going to let it sit. So, sorry guys, but this is where we're ending this video. I know you guys love it. You love when I get my ass whipped by this little truck. And we come back and like, you know, like Rudy, right? Remember the movie, right? We come back in the end and we kill it. So, we'll leave it there for now. That means you got to make sure you're here next week. We're going to try and put the video out on time, too. Then, well, we should. I'm going to keep on working. So, we should have that done. But, so, again, sorry it's coming out a little late. But, and sorry we didn't get it done. But this is what happens, guys. This is what stuff sits for a while. And it's the little stuff, right? The plugs you guys saw came out like nothing. The boots on the spark plugs usually, nope, popped right off like nothing. The screws on the distributor cap. Simplest little thing, right? So that's where you got to be ready for that kind of stuff. Part of any kind of maintenance, whether you call it hot rod and you call it maintaining a daily driver type, or if you want a mini truck, whatever you start messing with stuff that's got a little bit of age to it, there ain't no way around it. You're going to deal with this kind of stuff. So, make sure you like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, tell a friend, and as always, thanks for watching, guys.